Hello, my name is Habiba Saidan and I'm a consultant ophthalmologist at Manchester Royal Eye Hospital. It is my honour to be taking part in this ceremony and to share with you today some of the pioneering work which has been taking place in our communities to help the lives of our macular patients. I'd like to start by telling you about one of our patients. I'll call him Jack. He's a 76-year-old man who was diagnosed with age-related macular degeneration 3 years ago. Jack's wife has Alzheimer's and he's her main carer. He can't leave her for many hours at a time. Previously, he needed to factor in 4 to 6 hours, including travelling time, for his treatment at the central site, which was 8 miles from his home in the south of the city. This meant arranging for a friend to sit with his wife while he was away. Since the Macular Treatment Centre opened in the south of the city, less than 2 miles from his home, the treatment turnaround has been around an hour, and he's not as reliant on friends and neighbours. He's able to maintain his vision, comply with the treatment, and not have to worry about leaving his wife for many hours at a time. This is a true story, and many of our patients share similar experiences. In ophthalmology, we have a continual increase in the number of patients requiring treatment as the population ages. Conditions which require frequent monitoring and treatments, such as macular degeneration, vein occlusions, and diabetic macular edema, often need treatment over several years. The treatment we provide is essential to preserve the vision, quality of life, and independence of our patients. These treatments have been available for over 10 years, and in that time, the demand has increased exponentially, which poses a challenge. Wet age-related macular degeneration is a chronic condition which leads to the loss of central vision if left untreated. It does require repeated appointments, as frequent as 4 to 6 weekly, with ongoing monitoring and managing injections, but the treatment is sight-saving. Regular hospital visits are required, which can be a time burden for patients and carers. There can be lots of waiting around to see a number of different clinicians. What we have done is to move away from the traditional model of care, which includes a busy city centre location, long travel times due to traffic, car parking difficulties, and long waiting times. We have moved towards a new model of care, which involves treatment in a peripheral unit. This includes community and high street locations, good transport links and amenities, which are available with care closer to home, and in these dedicated centres means more efficient care. Phase 1 involved establishing a satellite unit at Trafford General Hospital, which opened its doors in October 2015. Initially, this provided a mobile unit, and since the service has moved to a purpose-built unit on the site, providing local services to patients from the west of the city. And Phase 2 involved building on the success of Trafford to open 2 further units in 2017, located to the north and south of the city, but this time on the High Street, in the heart of the community. What we did was offer patients the choice of where they would like their treatment. Initially, some persuasion was required to move care away from the traditional hospital environment, but the feedback we've received has been excellent, and patients love the familiarity with the centres and staff, and it's enabled us to offer the patient the choice. They weren't sure at first because they were used to going to a traditional hospital, but once they experienced the new centres, they loved it. We used the data to work out which patients lived closest to certain centres. Then we had conversations offering the opportunity to move their care to a location X number of miles from home. We used videos and photos to show patients what the new centres looked like to help them decide whether to move their care. On average, 98% of patients tell us they would recommend the care at our peripheral macular treatment centres to family and friends. The staff get to know the patients, which is lovely. Here are examples of our friends and family test scores, at the North and South High Street treatment centres, which are consistently high. The patient feedback we have received has been overwhelmingly positive. For example, it is much easier, it is much more friendly, it is time-saving. Without a doubt, it is much better to come to the clinic rather than traipse into Manchester. The smaller outlets mean time travelling is shorter and the clinic time is shorter, so for me it is fantastic. It was a refreshing pleasure to attend this superb, well-conceived centre. The speed and efficiency and flow of the treatment is a credit to the team. The short distance from my home makes such a difference and a great help. The Royal Eye Hospital was overbusy and so inconvenient to travel to. We have found that patients are using the opportunity to use public transport, such as the tram and the bus. Many patients are even walking, and they're doing their local errands and treatment all in one trip, which is fantastic. Here is a promotional video that we produced to give patients an idea of what the peripheral units look like.
Hello, my name is Mr. Mahmood. Welcome to our Manchester Royal Eye Hospital Specialist Community Eye Clinic. This is one of two new high street eye clinics which we've set up, one in North Manchester, one in South Manchester. And the aim is that these clinics offer you the same high standard of care that you see at the main Manchester Royal Eye Hospital, but in a location which is convenient, accessible, local. And the unique thing about these clinics is we have efficient clinic management systems in place so that the appointment is completed in the shortest possible time. The clinic is located on a high street. Within a short walking distance from this clinic is a large free car park next to a supermarket, and there are other high street shops and amenities which our patients and carers can make use of when attending their appointment. The clinic also has good public transport access. You can come here via the bus or the Metrolink, and there is also no restriction for wheelchair users or those needing an ambulance because there is a drop-off point at the back of the clinic. We aim in these clinics to work as efficiently as possible so that all the steps in your appointment, including the vision check, your eye scan, the consultation and the treatment, are all completed as efficiently as possible and ideally within 1 hour. This allows you to then carry on with your day, enjoy the amenities outside the clinic, and get back to your home in good time.
Mr. Mahmood asked me if I would try one of the new local clinics, which was away from the main hospital, and I thought it was quite close to where I live compared to the Manchester Royal. Plus there was a lot of heavy traffic travelling to the hospital, and I could end up in gridlock traffic for over an hour. Plus the volume of patients had vastly increased from 2007 when I first went to now, and your length of waiting time for treatment increased too. So by coming to one of the smaller outlets, the time travelling was shorter and the clinic time was shorter. So to me it was fantastic. My treatment is exactly the same as I would get at the Manchester Royal Eye Hospital because it's the same staff and the same procedure.